Hola clase. I hope that everybody is doing fine. This is a video review for familiar commands. Okay. These commands are also called informal commands. Okay. Informal commands. Textbook, for textbook reference, this will be 11.1. Okay, so when we use the word commands, whether in Spanish or English, what we're doing here is that we're telling people, what to do. So we're giving orders. But we're also advising people. See? So we're giving consejos. Okay? So it will be órdenes, see? Orders, o consejos, advice. This is when we use commands. Now, commands falls into a mood that is called imperative mood. Okay? And the imperative mood is important for what we're doing next in our class, okay? But just have that idea. In Espanol we have the same as in English. We have three moods, three ways in which we speak. We have indicativo, we have subjunctive, and we have imperative. In this case, we have we're doing modo imperativo, imperative mood. All right. So in English, commands are a little bit easier than they are in Espanol, because in English, we refer to people only using this word, you. Everybody's you. But as you know, in Espanol, this you is divided into, as in other Romance languages. Okay? So we have tú. We know the people, we know the person, we're familiar with the person. Familiar, we want to treat them in an informal way, so we use tú. Now, we don't know the person, then we use usted. Okay? We use usted. Now, in some other countries, they also use another informal way that is more informal than this one, and that is vos. Okay? But the vos is something that is used in South America, Central America, and we're not going to be covering this in class. Okay? But right now, we are going to stay with the tú. So since we have tú and usted, we're going to have two different sets of commands. I'm going to, if I want to say to tú to do something for me, or I'm going to give an advice to that person using tú, I'm going to say the words in a certain way. But if I don't know that person, I want to give an order to that person, or I want to give an advice to that person that I don't know, then most likely I'm going to use this one. Right now, we're going to stay here. Okay? We're going to do the tú. Muy bien. So, how do we form these familiar or informal commands? I'm going to give you this verb. I'm going to give you el verbo hablar. See? So you want Alfredo to talk. So you say, Alfredo, talk. En español, we're going to say to Alfredo, Alfredo, habla. Okay? So you have Elena, your friend Elena. And you're going to tell Elena to eat. So you say, Elena, come. Okay, and I'm gonna give you a word that is part of the vocab, but we don't use it frequently, which means to print, imprimir. So you say to Francisco, Francisco, Now, let me stop here, imprim. What do you think, based on these two, what do you think is going to be this letter right here? What do we do here? What do you think is the rule? Okay? Now, if you're thinking that is just dropping the R, well, that is not correct, okay? Because this one, if we drop the R, then we're gonna put an I. However, in this case, is an E. Okay? So these forms, how do they look like? What are those forms? You know, the form of habla, come, imprime. Francisco imprime la hoja. Elena come. Alfredo habla. Habla ya. Habla. Now, for these ones, we tend to use the word por favor. Okay? Por favor, which means please. Right? So, por favor, habla. Por favor, come. Por favor, imprime. Okay? Even though it's informal, we can throw there the word por favor to make it more respectful. Okay? So what, how do we form this? What is the rule to form these positive commands when the verb is regular? Well, what we do is that we take the form of the verb and we're going to use the third conjugation. This one right here. Okay? So this third conjugation, we're gonna take it and we're gonna use it as command. So hablar, yo hablo, tú hablas, él habla. That's the one that we used. Comer, yo como, tú comes, él come. Imprimir, yo imprimo, tú imprimes, él imprime. And we take that form and we use it as command. So we say, imprime, por favor. Come, this form. Habla, this form. So we use that form to use it as commands, to use it for the command. Now when the command is positive and when the verb is regular. Okay? So this form, the third person form in the present tense. So we use the third conjugation, la tercera conjugación, ¿sí? Third conjugation en presente. Okay? 1, 2, 3. See? All right. So now, as you know, we don't have in Espanol, we have always regulars and irregulars. So for these commands, we also have a set of irregular verbs. Okay? So the first regular that you need to know is decir. And these verbs, they don't follow this third person conjugation rule. Okay? So they're going to have another set. Hacer, ir, poner, salir, ser, tener, venir. Okay, so decir is going to change to di. And again, decir means to tell. Hacer is going to change to has. Ir is going to change to be. Poner is going to change to pon. Salir, sal. Ser is going to be that se word that you saw before, but now with a tilde. Se. Tener is going to change to ten. Número 10. ¿Sí? Y venir is going to change to ven. Okay? So as you can see, some of them kind of follow, certain pattern that are kind of similar. Poner, pon, salir, sal, tener, ten, venir, ven. Okay? And I explain why these ones in specific, with exceptions, also follow that kind of pattern. Okay? So, but these are positive and irregular. Okay? Now, you may remember the indirect object pronouns, okay, that we learned in the past. Remember that for yo is me, te, this is le, nos, nothing here, and then les. Remember that the vosotros we don't use. And then you also may remember the direct object pronouns. That is basically these four, but most likely we're going to be using either lo, or la, los, or las. Okay? So we may connect some of these words with these commands, okay, to make it one word. So you want Maria to talk to you. So you say, to talk to you in the yo form, right? So you say, Maria, talk to me. Okay, how do we say that? How do we say that in español? So we're going to connect habla with me using that indirect object. Now, in this case, since we have 3 vowels, okay, remember that. So if you count it like this, is 1, 2, 3. Then this one is going to be háblame. Okay, you have to have a tilde there. All right. So, but if you say to Maria, Maria, tell me. So you're going to say this, Maria, dime. Maria, dime. Okay, Maria, dime. All right, because we only have 2 vowels, then there's no need for a tilde. Okay, now, how about if you have a book? And then I say, hey, put it there. Put it on the table. So I will use pon, but now I'm going to say ponlo. Okay, put the book on the table. Put it. So in español, again, we make that one word. How about if it is a computer? How is that going to change? Going to change to what? Pon. It's going to change to ponla. Good job. And again, it's one word. Ponla. And we can use the words like this, right? So, por ejemplo, if you want Alfredo to leave, and you want to make it very dramatic, so you say, Alfredo, vete. And again, we use vete, we use te, because we are using informal commands. And the informal, we're gonna use the te. Okay? See? Now, we want, vamos a ver. So, I want you to pay attention in the class, okay? Por ejemplo. So, and I say, put attention to the teacher, okay? To him or to her, okay? So, I will say, ponle atención al maestro. Ponle atención al maestro. Okay, put attention to him. Ponle atención to him. Okay, so I hope this is making sense so far. Another one will be when we use these 3 words, these 2, and then any of these commands together. Okay? See, so how about if I say, por ejemplo, póntelo. Now I have 3 vowels. Póntelo. So now I'm saying to put it on. Póntelo. Put it on. What? Perhaps pants. Because lo is masculine, right? If I say póntelos, it could be perhaps zapatos. See, ponte los zapatos, póntelos. And then I'm making you to put them on. See, so that is the idea of this, of how these words work together with this. Something that we didn't cover on Tuesday, but it's an important part for the commands.